All right, we're going to look at Open Up Resource, Unit 6, Lesson 4 and 5. So we're continuing on with those tape diagrams, looking at how you can represent story problems with the tape diagrams and what the variable means from the story problem, what you're trying to solve for. Okay, to start off, algebra talks, seeing structures, so find a solution to each equation without writing anything down. Okay, x plus 1 equals 5, that'd be 4. 2 times what equals 10, so that'd be 4 plus 1 equals 5 times 2 is 10. Likewise, x is 4 on 3, and 4 is going to be, and x is 4 on number 4. Okay, here it says to draw a tape diagram to represent each situation. For some of the situations, you need to decide what to represent with the variable. Okay, Diego has 7 packs of markers. Each pack has X markers in it. After Lynn gives him 9 more markers, he has a total of 30 markers. Okay, so he's got 7 packages with X amount of markers, so X is referring to the markers that were in the original pack. And then Lynn gives him 9 more, so he has the 7X, so X will represent the amount that is in the markers. And he has 7 of those packs and then adds 9 at the end, so it should look something like this. Okay, your total is 30. Okay, that's the total length of the tape diagram. You have 7 X's for representing each pack, and then the 9 given at the end. Okay, next one says Elena is cutting 30 pieces of ribbon, or is cutting a 30-foot piece of ribbon for a craft project. She cuts off 7 feet, and then cuts the remaining pieces in equal pieces into 9 equal lengths of X feet each. Okay, so there's 9 sections that are all the same dimension of X, so there should be 9 X's on our tape diagram, and then 1 chunk of 7. Okay, the total length of this tape diagram is going to be 30, and that should all be in feet. Okay, so there we've got the 7 that she cuts off right away, and then you notice there should be 9 X's all the same length. Okay, next one, it says a construction manager weighs a bundle of 9 identical bricks and a 7-pound concrete block. The bundle weighs 30 pounds, so 30 is the total weight. The tape diagram is made up of the 9 bricks, or the weight is made up of the 9 bricks and then the 7-pound bag of concrete, and the 7-pound concrete block. Okay, so we've got 9 X's here, and we have 7. That's representing all the items that are being added to make the weight of 30. Okay, next one, a skating rink charges a group rate of $9 plus a fee to rent each pair of skates. A family rents 7 pairs of skates and pays a total of $30. So top number is the total paid. We know they paid 9 to get in. Okay, and then after that 9, they each had to pay a fee for their skate rentals, and there were 7 skate rentals, so there are 7 X's. Okay, the last one. In this one, this is the one where you got to find out what you're trying to represent in your tape diagram. It says, Andre bakes 9 pans of brownies. He donates 7 pans to the school bake sale and keeps the rest to divide equally among his class of 30 students. Okay. So here, the total tape diagram represents the 9 pans. So he had 9 pans. How that was split up is 7 went to the bake sale, and then the rest were split up amongst his students. The total number of students were 30. So each student actually got a fraction of a pan. So 30 students split between 2 pans, right? So this one would be 30X and 7. Now, normally you'd write 30 boxes, but there's just not enough room and it wouldn't make much time. So I just put it as 30x and 7. Okay. So right here it says situation diagrams. So which equations represent the tape diagrams from each situation? So situation 1 and 4 each were that 7x plus 9. Right? There were 7 x's here, and then you plussed a 9. Okay, the next one, so 30 equals 9x plus 7. That would be question 2 or situation 2 and 3. One where it was the bricks, where there's 9 bricks in the concrete pad. And then the other one was the material, where they cut off 7, and then divide the rest up equally into 9 separate chunks. And then finally the third one, 30x plus 7 equals 9. That refers to the fifth one, dealing with the brownies. Okay, so we matched the solutions, and I kind of already answered the second one. Oh, sorry, we didn't go over the solutions. So to find the solution for the first one, when 30 equals 7x plus 9, you go through the steps. You get rid of the plus 9 first, so you minus 9 from both sides. You're left with 21 equals 7x. Last step, divide both sides by 7, and you will get x equals 3. Okay, down here below, you've got 30 equals 9x plus 7. So once again, you have to get rid of the plus 7, so you minus 7 to both sides. So you get 23 equals 9x. Last step to isolate the variable is to divide both sides by 9. This way you're left with x on one side of the equal sign, and then the answer of 2/3 divided by 9. Now that can't go in evenly, and it's just best to leave it in a fraction. So 2 and 5 and 9. Okay, and the last one with the brownies. So 30x plus 7 equals 9. Once again, first step, get rid of the plus 7. So we minus 7 to both sides, the equal sign. It's going to cancel out on the left side, leaving us with 2. And now 30x equals 2. We divide both sides by 30. And what you'll see is the 2/30 just becomes a fraction. So out of that pan, there were 2 pans. So each pan served 15 students. So each student got 1/15 of a pan. Okay, and then it says, what does each solution tell you about its situation? So I kind of wrote that up here. So for solution for 1 is that the number of markers in the bag. So that's what the x that you solve for represents. Solve for 2, or solution for 2 is the length of the 9 ribbons that were cut into equal lengths. And then so 3 was the weight of the bricks. So there are 9 bricks. Each one weighed, what was it, 2 5/9. Solution 4, skate rentals. Solution 4 was the skate rental price. So they had to pay the $9 to get in, and then each rental was so much money. Okay, and then solution 5, the variable that represented the amount of the brownies from a pan. So each student got 1/15 of a brownie. Okay. Moving along, we've got, so 5/1, this is just continuing what we're doing. So now here you've got solve each equation mentally. So x minus 1 equals 5, so that'd be 6. You'll notice it's going to follow that same pattern. What's in the parentheses on the rest of them should equal 6. Should equal 5, but it's a minus 1, so obviously 1 more than 5 is 6. Okay, these next ones, so it's going to be the same deal. We're going to draw the tape diagram for the situation, and then we're going to determine what the X value is, or what our X value represents here. So this first one, each of 5 gift bags contains X pencils, or X pencils. Tyler added 3 more pencils to each bag. Altogether, the gift bag contained 20 pencils. So 20 is the total length of the tape diagram. There were X pencils originally, and then we added 3, and there were 5. So we break that tape diagram up into 5 equal blocks, where each one had the X plus the 3 extra pencils added. And that's because Tyler added 3 more to each bag. So that's why you don't just put an extra 3. It was 3 more to each bag. So that gets distributed through to each bag. Okay, next one. Noah drew an equilateral triangle with sides of length 5 inches. He wants to increase the length of each side by X inches. So the triangle is still equilateral and has a perimeter of 20 inches. Okay, a triangle has 3 sides, and an equilateral triangle means that all sides are equal. So each side here is going to be an equal dimension here. So this would be broken up into 3 boxes, all having the same size. But we know the original was 5 inches, and then he increased each side by X. So that's why we've got 5 plus X in those 3 boxes. The 3 sides increased by X. Okay, last 2. It says an art class charges each student $3 to attend, plus a fee for supplies. Today, $20 was collected for 5 students attending. Okay, 5 students attended, so we break the tape diagram into 5 equal boxes. Each student had to pay the $3 to attend, plus the supply fees. So the total was $20. So that's what is represented here. 3 is the cost to attend, and then X was the price for the supplies. Okay, last one. Elena ran 20 miles this week, which was 3 times as far as Claire ran this week. Claire ran 5 more miles this week than she did last week. So here the X is going to represent, where is it? Claire ran 5 more miles this week than she did last week. So what she ran last week is what X represents. Okay, and then since Elena ran 3 times that, well, we know that Claire ran X plus 5 miles. Okay, and so 3 times that, there should be 3 boxes. For each one is X plus 5. So the miles she ran last week plus the 5 more that she ran the second week. All right, and that one is one that's probably, the wording is just a little tricky on. Okay, and once again, we're going to match the situations to these equations. So X plus 3 times 5 equals 20. You'll see that that matches 1 and 2 for the tape diagrams. There are 5 X plus 3s. Okay, likewise, the 3 times X plus 5 equals 20. That was 2 and 4. Okay, and when you go ahead and solve those equations, for the X plus 3 times 5 equals 20, you divide by 5 to get rid of the parentheses. So now X plus 3 equals 4. So that would mean that X has to equal 1. Okay, the next one. So 3 times X plus 5 equals 20. First step, we need to be able to undo the parentheses, so we divide both sides by 3. You're left with X plus 3 equals 6 and 2/3. You're going to minus 5 from both sides, and then what you get left with is about 1 and 2/3. Okay, so that's solving the variables. Once again, it wants to know what does the X represent in the first one. So X was the number of pencils in each bag at the beginning. Okay, on the second one, it was referring to the dimension that each side of the rectangle, of the triangle, it increased by, right? It increased by x, so it was x bigger than 5. Okay, on 3, the cost of the supplies, so there was a $3 to get in, and then x was the cost for the supplies. And then last, the x was the miles that Claire ran last week, or 2 weeks prior to whatever, according to the story problem. Okay, so that was just an overview looking at story problems and how to put them, or how to represent them with a tape diagram. And then once again, just refresher on how to solve these equations.